And other payments might be affected too, such as federal tax refunds, SNAP benefits, payments to retirement plans, and even education programs. It's unclear if the federal government would prioritize certain payments within these broad groups. The most likely scenario is funds will be issued chronologically according to when certain payments fall in the calendar cycle. Folks, you have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SDI. Continue watching because you don't want to miss out on this. Now, I can't believe this. There are now brand new relief programs that are giving out direct stimulus checks to the residents. These checks are said to be worth as much as $1,000 for many low-income households, but the lawmakers have set strict requirements for these new relief programs. Guaranteed income programs give direct cash payments to recipients in order to address poverty or economic inequality. Mayors for Guaranteed Income, a national network of mayors and researchers spearheading these kinds of programs, are running temporary pilot programs across the country in an effort to address inequities and help families. The nation's largest test of whether universal basic income can reduce poverty is underway. More than 230,000 county Illinois residents applied to be part of the $42 million program, and all households that won the lottery to participate in the 2-year program recently got the first of 24 $500 monthly payments. Half of participants earn $21,000 or less, and 58% of households that are participating in the program include children. The federal government sets the poverty line at $26,000. In addition, Chicago families are testing a guaranteed income program by sending $500 to 5,000 households for a year. Illinois is not the only state that is testing guaranteed income programs. All around the Golden State, families are receiving monthly payments through their participation in guaranteed income programs. Some of the pilots have already started, like the Los Angeles County Guaranteed Income Demonstration Project, which has been sending 1,000 families $1,000. Over in San Diego County, families and individuals impacted by the crisis could be eligible for a $4,000 stimulus check. Starting this May, applications are being accepted for the county's one-time grant program. Recovery Action Fund for Tomorrow, aimed at helping the low-income Americans affected by this crisis. And county officials said more than 2,000 families meet eligibility can potentially receive $4,000 checks. Applicants will be required to provide proof of qualifications. Selections will be made at random. If chosen, those picked will have the money transferred into their bank. And when it comes to the government programs, many lawmakers disagree. Federal student loan borrowers are facing a consequential year ahead. By the end of June, the Supreme Court is expected to issue a final decision on whether the president plans to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for federal borrowers. Making up to $125,000 is illegal.
Let me close with this. We're a serious moment in our nation history, and it's not I mean it from the bottom of my heart. As I said last week, we remain in the battle for the soul of America. By the way, all right, God love you. Let him go. Let him go. No, 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 no.
Breaking news, new information has been released on Social Security. The Biden administration and lawmakers are working together on Social Security reform. In just a few days, checks worth up to $1,700 will be sent out to eligible seniors. And now, supplemental security income beneficiaries will get 2 checks in September for a maximum sum of $1,700. But the second check is no reason to celebrate, as it's not extra money. In months where bank or holidays occur, that pushes up the distribution date for payments. In October, SSI beneficiaries will get no payment. The maximum check is $841 in 2022 for eligible individuals for this federal program, which provides support to disabled, blind, and elderly people who have little to no income. The average monthly benefit is $624. Managing money for the 8 million beneficiaries who rely on SSI benefits can be difficult. That's because they face strict asset and income rules, many of which have not been updated since the program was created in 1972. According to research, most of the program's beneficiaries are within 150% of the federal poverty level, because some states may supplement SSI. That may help. Folks, we have some good news for you. The applications are here for you to receive stimulus checks. Top economists and the Fed are worried about the current state of the economy, and it does mean this: inflation is decreasing. But officials have confirmed that this does not mean a recession will occur. Lawmakers are trying to pass a bill that would help the residents with inflation. Plus, inflation is just beginning to decrease for many American consumers. Gas is less, eggs cost roughly half as much as it did in January, and prices are no longer climbing as rapidly, but things are still expensive. Because inflation is beginning to decrease in Americans for consumers, gas is less, and also some things are costing less too. But the Fed has been past 12-15 months locked in the aggressive war against inflation, raising interest rates above 5% in an attempt to get the price increases back down to a more normal pace. Last week, officials said they were skipping a rate increase in June, giving themselves more time to see how they already enacted changes that were playing out in the economy. But so far, Jerome Powell emphasized that it was just too early to declare victory in the battle against rapid price increases. According to experts, which less expensive gas and slower gas prices are actually happening. The obscure underlying trends and a measure of core inflation excludes fuel, and food fuel is showing surprising staying power as a range of purchases from dental, car to insurance continue to climb in a high price. The Fed officials have marked up their forecast of how high hardcore inflation will be at the end of 2023, and they say it's now 3.9%. While the steepest price increases appear to be over for consumers, a relief for many, development from Joe Biden has celebrated this. Between the subtle signs that inflation could stick around, people are saying that people could be getting stimulus checks. The Fed's officials are not comfortable with this yet, but they may be trying to tame price increases again, because officials have predicted last week that they would see a raise interest rates of 5.6% this year.
Reduce liquidity in the commercial real estate loan market.
We're very focused on the commercial real estate situation. You're right, of course, that a good portion of the commercial real estate loans are held in smaller banks. And supervisors are very much engaged with those banks, and it's particularly banks that have a high concentration. That's what we look for among the smaller banks, and there are some of those, but there's a playbook for working your way, working your way out of these loans, and it's particularly in the office sector where work from home is still a pretty material factor in some areas, as you know.
Thank you. So the next question has to do with the board process and procedures. What are those procedures that govern consideration and potential adoption of matters like the proposals that Vice Chair Barr is about to present to the board?
So on regulation, as opposed to supervision, on regulation, the Board of Governors votes on regulatory proposals, and it's a majority vote. We now have 6 voters, so when there is a proposal, it will be briefed carefully, and then we will have we'll have a meeting, or it can be done actually virtually, and probably will be that way, as most of our meetings are, and then we have a vote. That's
in 2021, that's for people 6 to 17 years old, and half of their credit was given in advance, plus in monthly payments to the families to help others throughout the year, and the other half was given as part of a household's tax refund. The household with pretty much no or low income was able to receive it for the first time, and though it can take years for the policy to have the tangible effects, the impact of the credit was pretty